What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the stage 3 of the Cityscapes monthly racing series. We're in Richmond. I think it's a very challenging course. As you see in the top right hand corner of the screen, the race profile, it's very flat, and then there's a sweet long descent, and in my opinion that's where the race really begins. So we're just speeding through this for starters. Just a few minutes in, and I am basically doing an FTP test right off the bat. I think my current FTP, unfortunately, is a little low, maybe 265 on a good day. And so the average is declined a little bit. Kind of able to sit in with this very small group. Only 8 of us in total. So you gotta watch out on these Zwift races, because sometimes that total number drops down ever so slightly here in the first couple minutes. So yeah, and that is the case. We only have, I think it's about 7 of us right here in the quote-unquote group, the peloton. Again, very small field. Let me know your thoughts. Is the smaller field easier to race / do well in / win, or is it harder because there's less people? I think there's an argument for either way, but nonetheless, I'm kind of just giving commentary on this. This is the first thing that happened in the race. We've got a guy who starts to roll off the front right here in a second, or it's gonna happen. Take my word for it. I'm just kind of laying out the course profile. I know this course relatively well. I know these hills suck. I know they take a lot out of you. And they're back to back with a little bit of rest, and then it's a long slog. So it's just like, it's like a 1-2 punch, 1-2-3 punch, whatever the saying is. I don't know. So we got a guy off the front, and no one really thought of anything about it because it was on the descent. So maybe just a heavier rider. He's using that free speed, he's got that momentum. Yeah, until he's 5 seconds ahead of us. I know we're on the flat. I know this is like going into the 3 main features of this race. But guess what? 5 seconds is 5 seconds. And I don't know, when we're doing like my threshold and no one's really pitching in, I'm kind of thinking, okay, if this dude can climb or puts in a couple digs on these climbs, like, he's gone. And then, in very typical Eric Barfell fashion, I'll end up like racing for 2nd and 3rd place, or the last spot on the podium, or something kind of crazy like this. So we slow it down. This is the first climb. Forgive me, I don't know the names of these segments. The cobbled one, coming up to the cobbles, and look at this. We're catching up to this guy. Not a problem. That gap goes from 5 to 4 to 3. I mean, he's right here. So it's like he's kind of just totally backed off. Okay, maybe he was just doing an attack. Personally, hindsight's 2020. I think it was a setup, because this guy went flying as soon as we caught him. He attacked the group as soon as we caught up to him, and he's gone. Now he immediately on this climb has 3 seconds. Is this a fluke? Am I seeing things from a different perspective? I don't know. Very well could be. Again, when there's only 7 people, like, there's not a whole lot of sitting back and waiting for the group behind. There is no group behind. So when we get strung out, and I see, and I'm one of them, and there's 1, 2, 3 guys ahead of me, okay, like, there's the race right there. And look, right away, he's got 5 seconds. I'm holding the power steady. I'm holding it high, for sure, but I'm also holding it steady. So now I got this 185 heart rate, breathing out every orifice of my body. It's hot as heck in this room. I try to keep the power down as it flattens out, and now we begin this descent. I use the aero boost maybe a little bit early, going up the hill, going slow. I don't know. So we get a little bit of recovery here, just enough for the heart rate to drop a little bit. I look at Van Bladzak. He's got 8 seconds on us. Going up this, 13, 12, 11, back to 12%. Like, this is a steep punch. So again, boom, featherweight, using that. And I'm holding like 6 watts per kilo, 5+ watts per kilo for this climb. Get over the top. He's still got 9 seconds. Okay, there's 1.5 miles remaining. One more long climb, this descent to recover. I don't think I have it in me to close 9 seconds on this guy. I struggle to like believe in myself sometimes when it comes to this. And it's demoralizing seeing this dude super tuck and go flying past me, knowing he's not pedaling and I am. So, whatever. Side note, I find it very tricky nowadays to select the proper bike for a Zwift race via the Zwifter Bikes app and the upgrades and the new update to Zwift in recent weeks and months. Let me know your thoughts on that. Like I personally don't use the SL8 because I want to do my best on like the second best equipment. So I'm actually running the Canyon Air Road, whatever it is, 24, 25 model, and I do have all 5 upgrades for that, which is my best one. I'm working on the Cannondale upgrades right now. So back to the race. Van Bladzak, he's got 12 seconds on us. 12 seconds, about 3/4 to half a mile remaining in this race. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep it steady as I can up this, again, long slog of a climb. 8% right here. Levels out just a tad. And then it kind of ramps it back up. And then it's actually almost like a false flat to the finish line. So we're going to come around this left-hand turn, and then the finish line will be several hundred meters up ahead. I'm closing him down. I'm closing the gap. We're down to 5 seconds. He's right there, and now it's like, oh, sweet. Like, I've caught this guy. The guy behind me is 1 second behind me, so, you know, he's right there. We're all on top of each other. It's going to come down to basically just the durability thing, the whole Dylan Johnson topic of who's got the best sprint at the end of a tough race like this. I don't like to lose a field sprint, drop the aero boost, give it everything I have. Granted, not much, but it's enough because it beats everybody else. Big dubs, baby. Look at that. I won. Oh, my word. I just freaking won. Highest power on the board, 3.3 watts per kilo. I'm usually a 3.2, 3.3 rider. Depends on body weight. I work pretty hard on this. I get up multiple times a week for this and do training. When I'm on the podium consecutively on virtual bike races, I feel really good, as if my wake up alarms are actually paying off. Okay. 235. Heart rate was good, dude. Actually really good. Until the end, sure, 191. Good to see it nice and high. Max power 744, nothing special. Obviously, the first hill, slight landing. Second incline, the second hill, long slog at the end. Well, let me go back. Look at this though. These first 5 minutes, I was like, all right, well, here goes this race. Is it going to be an FTP test and I'll just be competing or trying to? 295, so 10 watts off my best. 20 watts off my best. So 1 minute, I mean, it wasn't even close. That felt good. That was a good like FTP ride, you know, like threshold work, which is what I need. Oh, plus a couple minute efforts at the end. Sure, sweet. Oh my goodness. Guys, thank you so much for watching.